It's something I wanted to ask David that sort of, I'm not going to say it's skated underneath the radar, but I don't know that it can be given enough attention given where we are and where the money is in sports. Rudy Gobert was just fined $100,000. It's a stiff fine for words said and actions that aren't violent or physical. And he made a money sign at a referee, and then after the game said that sports betting is influencing the results of games. I think it's the worst accusation a commissioner can hear in his office coming from a player. Like verbal said, there are crimes that can be committed. But if you ask me, if I'm a commissioner, what's at the top of my list of I'm going to punish this the hardest? It's what Rudy Gobert just did.
I feel so happy right now. I'm going to cry. I'm
$5.
I have it. You watched Nothing Personal this morning.
I did not.
Oh, so you don't know that Adam Silver is wired like in Saving Silverman when Jason Biggs went to dinner. And anytime there's competitive integrity that's on the line, anytime a player says anything about gambling or impugns the integrity of any referee, it buzzes, and he immediately fines the player. That's where we are with the gambling relationship. It's the number one issue the commissioners have. The amount of investigation done into the Rudy Gobert, it took 5 minutes. It happened, they announced the fine. And this is because it was gambling related. When there's fights, they look at video, they look at all angles, they'll wait 2 days when there's something going on off the court. But when it's gambling, it's immediate. And what Gobert did, you just can't have it. You can't have people thinking the referees are fixing games.
I can't believe he did it. No matter what his complaints are, I can't believe that he's making the next step. You get fined a certain amount for simply questioning the officiating. That you can do, you're going to get fined. But this is an extraordinary fine. This is an amount of money that's unusual, and it's because of the specifics of the accusation. He's saying that those refs in that game were impacted by gambling. You cannot say that.
That's the third rail. But also Rudy Gobert, this has happened to him before. So the other thing NBA said is, hey, we've had to fine him so many times for questioning the officials. That's another reason we're doing it.
You're surprised that Rudy Gobert did something stupid publicly? Rudy Gobert? Are we talking about the same guy?
But he can't say it if he indeed feels it. If he actually feels that way, he can't lend a voice to it?
No.
What?
Not without consequences.
I mean, okay,
You
so
keep
he pays
it to yourself.
He's got a big fine he's got to pay.
There's also a way to express your dismay with the referees without money signs and
accusing them of a
explicitly
crime.
saying it.
The
That's
words is really what got him in trouble. Because the sign, you could kind of like, oh no, I was doing this, that, or whatever. You can kind,
I don't know,
you
man.
can.
Point it at the referee to do it.
Obvious.
$100,000 though. The words is what buried him. I think. When you're like, yeah, the game's fixed.
I thought it was his history is what the
that's what you
amount
say.
was.
Speaking
but
of
the
which,
speed.
is it the 4-year anniversary yet of Rudy Gobert?
Yeah, passed this weekend.
Oh man,
March 11th, I believe,
Yep.
4 years ago, is the day that Rudy Gobert he licked the microphone.
He touched
he
them
touched
all.
all
all
of
the
them, and then the
microphones.
next
Yeah,
day
to his
we found out he
face,
had
yeah.
COVID.
And then
Okay.
he gave us all COVID.
You had him licking them.
I thought
Hey, he
licked
started
it.
the pandemic.
Stugotz.
David thought he was like tongue kissing all the media members. No, David.
No, the microphones, not the media
I
members.
was just escalating your
Oh, okay.
incorrect comment.
Russ had
Good
more
job.
touchdown passes than Lamar Jackson. Won the MVP.
Steelers Super Bowl.
Will you
Let's deal.
will you defend everything?
We're going with let's smelt Billy.
Well, what do you mean?
A player
Yes.
has committed the act of accusing the referees of a crime
Right.
that impugn the integrity of the results because he is saying that gamblers are the reason that the Timberwolves lost because they have bribed officials. How are you shrugging your shoulders at that?
I'm not shrugging my shoulders. I'm saying if that's the way he feels, why not put a voice
Yeah,
to it?
okay, Stugotz, yes. Does he have
Then
freedom?
$100,000 fine to him is like a $10 fine to me. It's like, all right, he'll eat the $100,000, but he wanted to put his voice on something that he clearly feels passionate about. I mean, and who's to say it's not? I'm just saying, like, that's been going on in the NBA for years, since David Stern, where people felt like these series were predetermined. I mean, it has. That conversation's been going on forever.
That's Jorge Sedano on local radio saying it, is not one of your employees saying it when you're the commissioner of the league. I just don't know. I honestly, I know that people are talking about you don't have the freedom to express your opinions these days, but as far as verbal sports crimes go, like I don't know what I'd put close to this.
You don't have the right to express that as a player in a league. You don't.
Well, you do, but you get fined for it.
Well, there's a consequence.
Right.
Was it a close game?
Yeah. It was. They were leading by 1, and then they lost the game. Can you guys just look up for me? I'd like in the next segment to do a few
Verbal
precedents
sports crimes?
with fines. I want to know how many people have been fined $100,000 for something like this.